Hey YouTube, it's Jamie, smoking in my car. I've got my Peterson, what is this again? It's a heritage finish, army mount stem, calabash shape. Oh, it's an XL315. I like it. In it I have leftover crooner. Here's what happened. So David, Central California Piper, gave me some crooner, a crooner sample. I was smoking it yesterday, and I still had some left in my my little to-go tin that I keep around. So, but it wasn't enough for the day, so I didn't want to mix it with, so I took some, I have some component tobaccos. I keep some for a couple types of Virginia, some Latakia, some Burley. This is almost cashed. Some Perique. Just component tobaccos. I keep them around just to, to equalize other blends sometimes. If I get something I don't like, I could sometimes fix it, by adding other ingredients. Anyway, I had that crooner left over, but it wasn't enough to last me all day. So I just beefed it up with other components. You ever do that? Anybody ever get into that? It's not like consciously blending per se, but it is kind of fun. Seeing what you can come up with, see if it's something enjoyable. I've made some that I've wanted to recreate but didn't write down. I'll just do a pinch of that, a little bit of this, Anyway, so this morning, my wife and I take a bike ride every morning. It's still dark out. We get up at like 5 a.m. We take a bike ride through this park for about a half an hour every morning. I like it. We just kind of clear our heads. Sometimes we'll talk about stuff. But it's just kind of relaxing, and it kind of gets the body moving and the blood pumping. Just cruiser bicycles, like old time beach cruiser bikes. Anyway, she asked me, we saw Venus in the eastern horizon, and she's like, why is Venus so close to the sun? She was like, how come you never see Venus in the west in the morning, And I've studied some astronomy, so I said it's because Venus and Mercury have an inferior orbit to the Earth's orbit, whereas Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn have a superior orbit. What that means is this: if you have the sun in the middle, and you have the Earth, the third one away, right? So you have the sun, and then the circle of Mercury, the circle that is made by Venus, and then the circle made by the Earth around all of those, right? Well, those two inner circles are Venus and Mercury. So imagine this. And they're all basically on the same plane, the ecliptic plane, the plane of the ecliptic. It's like a pizza almost, with a big meatball in the center, and that's the sun. And all the other little pepperonis are around it. So anyway, imagine you're sitting on the Earth, which you are, looking at the sun. So between you and the sun are these orbital paths of Venus and Mercury. So if the sun's right here, sometimes Mercury will be on this side, sometimes Mercury will be over here. It'll be in front of the sun or behind the sun, and sometimes it looks like it's going backwards right there. You see? Forward, backward, forward, backward. Meanwhile, it's still going in the same direction. That's how you get retrograde motion. Like, some people think the planets actually go backwards for a time during retrograde. No, it's just an optical illusion. If this were the sun and Mercury's going like this, forward, backward, forward, backward. You see how it's going like this, forward and backward? Because you're viewing it on a level plane. That's what retrograde motion is. It's an optical illusion. Not even really an optical illusion, it's just a trick of perspective. Yeah, when Mercury is on the close side, let me see if I get this right. There's the aphelion and perihelion. Helios is the sun, right? So the aphelion means the planet's on the far side of the sun. So the sun is between us, the Earth, and whatever planet it is. If the planet's on that far side of their orbit, on the other side of the sun, it's at its aphelion. If it's on the close side, it's called its perihelion. So yeah, the reason why Mercury and Venus are always so close to the sun, and you will never see Venus or Mercury in the western side of the sky, the western horizon, during the morning, because the sun's at the east, right? And Mercury can never be more than 28 degrees of longitude away from the sun. Venus can never be more than 47 degrees of celestial longitude away from the sun. That's why Venus and Mercury are always very close to the sun. Because if the sun is going like this, Venus and Mercury are like this. Whereas Jupiter and Saturn and Mars are like all around. You know, they can go anywhere. You know, they could be 180 degrees in opposition on the ecliptic from the perspective of the Earth, because they have superior orbits. Their orbit is around the orbit of the Earth. It circumscribes the orbit of the Earth. I'm getting a bunch of ash in little pieces. Anyway, I thought it was interesting, you know, something interesting I could talk about. I think, I don't know, I found it important to, you know, at least get a handle on what's going on with the planets. I'll talk to you later.